Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by telling you something profoundly simple yet incredibly transformative. Love, in its purest form, is the most potent force in human existence. It binds families, builds civilizations, and sustains our deepest hopes amidst the harsh realities of life. But when we talk about love in the context of a man who chooses to love you, it's not just about grand gestures or fleeting emotions. It's about something far more profound and enduring. You see, a man's love, when it's real, is a paradox. It's both fierce and tender, vulnerable yet unyieldingly strong. It demands of him a courage that goes beyond what society often acknowledges. Love for a man is not merely a feeling, it's a commitment, a moral obligation, a willingness to sacrifice parts of himself for the betterment of someone else. It's the kind of force that can carve meaning out of chaos and turn ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. So, if you've ever wondered what it truly means when a man loves you, what it looks like, what it feels like, and why it matters, I invite you to stay with me. Because what I'm about to share with you isn't just about understanding love, it's about understanding life itself. And I promise you this, by the end of this conversation, you'll see love and the men who offer it in a way you never have before. Love, particularly the love that comes from a man who has chosen to love deeply, is a profound and deliberate act. It is not something that simply happens, not merely a spontaneous burst of emotion or an uncontrollable force, as so often portrayed in stories and movies. While feelings play a role, they are fleeting, changeable, and vulnerable to the shifting tides of circumstances. But real love that endures and grows, is grounded in choice, in a conscious decision to invest in another person's life and well-being. When a man loves, it begins with recognition. He sees something in you that resonates, something worth cherishing. This might start as attraction, admiration, or curiosity, but it evolves into something more profound as he comes to understand you not just as an idealized figure, but as a real complex human being. This process of understanding is critical because it sets the stage for the choice. Love is not about holding on to a fantasy, it is about embracing reality. When a man decides to love, he does so with open eyes, aware of your strengths and weaknesses, your beauty and your imperfections. This choice is powerful because it reflects a commitment. Feelings come and go, they can rise high in moments of joy or fade in times of struggle. But a man who chooses to love remains steadfast, not because he feels obligated, but because he has made a deliberate promise to himself and to you. This choice means that he is willing to weather the storms of life, to face challenges, and to work through difficulties rather than walking away when things become hard. It is a decision to stand beside you, not just in moments of happiness, but also in times of pain, uncertainty, and growth. Such love is not passive. It requires effort, intention, and sacrifice. A man who chooses to love doesn't wait for life to make things easy. Instead, he actively builds the foundation of the relationship, brick by brick. He listens carefully, not just to respond, but to understand. He invests his time, energy, and attention because he knows that love is a living thing that must be nurtured. He doesn't expect perfection from you or himself, but he does expect honesty, mutual effort, and a willingness to grow together. This is where the depth of his choice becomes evident, not in grand romantic gestures, but in the small, consistent acts of care and devotion that sustain the relationship. Choosing to love also means accepting vulnerability. For a man, this can be particularly challenging because society often teaches men to be strong, stoic, and self-reliant. But love requires him to open his heart, to risk rejection, and to share his fears, dreams, and insecurities. This vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, it is a testament to his courage. By choosing to love, he chooses to trust not blindly, but with the understanding that trust is the foundation of any meaningful connection. He recognizes that by giving his heart, he is taking a risk, but he does so willingly because he sees the potential for something greater than himself. The beauty of love as a choice lies in its resilience. Because it is not dependent solely on transient feelings, it has the strength to endure. When life throws challenges your way, financial struggles, health issues, misunderstandings, or even moments of doubt, a man who has chosen to love remains anchored. He doesn't retreat into selfishness or blame. Instead, he seeks solutions, looks for compromise, and works to restore harmony. This is not because he never feels frustration or fear, but because his love is rooted in the decision to stay committed. This kind of love is transformative. It changes the man himself, challenging him to grow, to become more patient, more understanding, and more compassionate. It pushes him to confront his own shortcomings and to strive for the best version of himself, not just for his sake, but for yours as well. At the same time, it offers you a foundation of security and trust, a safe space where you can be fully yourself without fear of judgment. This mutual growth is what elevates love from a simple feeling to a profound force that can shape lives and relationships. Ultimately, when a man chooses to love, he is making one of the most significant decisions of his life. He is saying, in essence, I see you, I accept you, and I choose you. This choice is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process, reaffirmed every day in actions, words, and intentions. And because it is a choice, it carries immense power, the power to withstand difficulties, to foster connection, and to create a bond that is as enduring as it is meaningful. This is love at its most genuine and profound, not just a feeling, but a choice made with clarity, purpose, and unwavering resolve. Love, when it is genuine, cannot simply be confined to words. Words are important, of course, they have the power to uplift, comfort, and inspire. But words alone are not enough to sustain love. When a man truly loves, his feelings are not only spoken, but also revealed through his actions. Love is not just a declaration, it's a demonstration, an ongoing effort that manifests in countless tangible ways throughout daily life. Actions, far more than words, are what give love its depth and credibility. When a man loves you, his actions become the silent proof of his devotion. It's in the way he prioritizes you, not just during moments of celebration, but in the mundane and unremarkable moments that make up the majority of life. He makes time for you, even when his schedule is demanding or life feels overwhelming. This doesn't mean he sacrifices everything for you, but it does mean that he considers you an integral part of his world. Through this consistent prioritization, he communicates, "You matter to me," without needing to say the words. You'll also see love expressed in his willingness to listen. Listening is not a passive act. It requires patience, attentiveness, and the ability to set aside one's own concerns temporarily. A man who loves you listens not just to hear your words, but to understand your emotions, your needs, and your perspective. This form of listening is active. It's the kind of listening that makes you feel seen and valued. He may not always have the answers, and he may not always agree, but his willingness to truly hear you is an action that speaks volumes about his commitment. Sacrifice is another key element of love in action. Sacrifice doesn't mean a man gives up everything for you, nor should it. But when he loves you, he's willing to make adjustments and compromises to support your happiness and well-being. It could be something small, like choosing to spend his free time with you instead of indulging in a personal hobby, or something larger, like rearranging his priorities to support your dreams or share in your burdens. These sacrifices, big or small, are not made out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to contribute to your life in meaningful ways. A man who loves you will also show his love by being present. Presence isn't just about physical proximity, it's about emotional availability and attentiveness. When he's with you, he's truly there, engaged, focused, and connected. He's not distracted or preoccupied with other matters. In being present, he communicates that your time together matters and that he values the connection you share. Presence in this way becomes a powerful expression of love as it fosters intimacy and reinforces the bond between you. Support is another critical action that defines love. A man who loves you will support you in your endeavors, even when those pursuits challenge him to step outside his comfort zone. Whether you're chasing a career goal, dealing with a personal struggle, or simply navigating the ups and downs of daily life, his support will be steadfast. This doesn't mean he solves your problems for you. Real love respects your autonomy, but it does mean he stands beside you, offering encouragement, reassurance, and strength when you need it most. Reliability is another hallmark of love expressed through actions. When a man loves you, he becomes someone you can count on. He keeps his promises, follows through on his commitments, and shows up when you need him. This reliability builds trust, which is essential for any lasting relationship. Love expressed in this way creates a sense of safety and stability, allowing you to lean on him without fear of being let down. Beyond grand gestures, love is often found in the small, everyday actions that might seem insignificant but carry great meaning. It's in the way he remembers your preferences, how you like your coffee, your favorite book, or the little quirks that make you unique. It's in the way he offers comfort when you're upset, whether through a simple hug, a kind word, or just sitting with you in silence. These small actions demonstrate a deep understanding of who you are and a genuine desire to make your life better. Love in action is about growth. A man who loves you doesn't just want to be good to you, he wants to become better for you. This might mean working on his flaws, learning from mistakes, or striving to be more patient, understanding, or supportive. His actions reflect a commitment not only to you, but also to the relationship as a whole, a commitment to nurture it, protect it, and help it flourish. Love expressed through actions creates a foundation that words alone could never achieve. Actions are enduring. They leave an imprint that words, no matter how eloquent, cannot replicate. They demonstrate consistency, reliability, and authenticity. A man who loves you through his actions communicates his devotion in the most meaningful way possible by showing, not just saying how much he cares. This is the kind of love that builds trust, deepens connection, and stands the test of time. Love, when truly felt and expressed, carries with it an inherent sense of responsibility. This is especially true when it comes to a man's love. Unlike fleeting infatuation or superficial attraction, genuine love is rooted in a deep, almost instinctive understanding that to love someone means to take on a role in their life, to care for their well-being, and to shoulder certain duties willingly. Love is not merely a feeling or a romantic ideal. It is a profound commitment to nurture, protect, and support another person, even when it requires effort, sacrifice, and accountability. When a man loves you, he understands that his feelings are not just his own. They come with a duty to act in ways that benefit not only himself, but also the one he loves. Responsibility in love is not about control or dominance. It's about recognizing the weight of his actions and the impact they have on you. A man who truly loves sees his role as someone who contributes positively to your life. This doesn't mean he takes over your autonomy or tries to solve all your problems, but it does mean that he sees himself as a partner in your journey, someone who is there to help, to encourage, and to support. One of the most significant responsibilities in love is the responsibility to be present. Love requires time and attention, and a man who loves you will make the effort to be emotionally available. This presence isn't just about being physically nearby, it's about showing up in meaningful ways, listening when you need to be heard, offering comfort when you're in pain, and sharing in your joys and successes. Being present also means being attentive to your needs and emotions, even when they're not explicitly voiced. It's about staying tuned in, being empathetic, and showing that your feelings matter. Responsibility in love also means providing stability. Life is unpredictable, full of challenges and uncertainties, and a man who loves you deeply understands the importance of being a steady presence in your life. Stability doesn't mean he has all the answers or never falters. It means he strives to be reliable, to be someone you can count on in both good times and bad. This might mean keeping promises, being honest and transparent, or simply showing consistency in his actions and words. Stability is the foundation of trust, and a man who embraces the responsibility of love works to build and maintain that foundation. Love as responsibility is also about selflessness. A man who loves you is willing to put your needs and well-being above his own in moments that matter. This doesn't mean he neglects himself or sacrifices his identity, but it does mean that he is willing to compromise, to adjust, and to make sacrifices for the greater good of the relationship. Selflessness is not about losing oneself. It's about recognizing that love is a partnership, one where both people contribute and care for each other in ways that foster mutual growth and happiness. Another aspect of responsibility in love is the willingness to protect. Protection isn't just about physical safety, it's about emotional and psychological safety as well. A man who loves you takes care to protect your heart, to be mindful of your vulnerabilities, and to ensure that his words and actions do not cause unnecessary pain. He protects your dignity and respects your individuality, understanding that love isn't about possession, but about cherishing and uplifting. This protective instinct isn't rooted in control, but in a deep desire to see you thrive, to ensure that you feel safe and valued in the relationship. Love as responsibility also involves growth. A man who loves you takes responsibility for his own development, recognizing that being the best version of himself directly impacts the health of the relationship. He is willing to confront his flaws, to learn from mistakes, and to improve for the sake of the bond you share. This growth is not just for him, it's for both of you, as it strengthens the connection and creates a healthier, more fulfilling partnership. He understands that love is dynamic and that maintaining it requires continuous effort and reflection. Love as responsibility means being there through the hard times. It's easy to love when everything is going well, but the true test of love lies in how one navigates the struggles. A man who truly loves doesn't walk away when things get difficult. He doesn't abandon the relationship when faced with challenges. Instead, he sees those moments as opportunities to deepen the bond, to prove his commitment, and to show that his love is not conditional. He stands by you not because he has to, but because he chooses to. In its truest form, love is not a passive experience. It is active, deliberate, and deeply tied to a sense of responsibility. A man who loves you takes this responsibility seriously, seeing it not as a burden, but as a privilege. He understands that to love is to care, to protect, to nurture, and to grow together. This sense of responsibility gives love its strength, its resilience, and its ability to endure. It transforms love from a fleeting emotion into a lasting and meaningful connection. Love, in its most authentic form, is a delicate balance between vulnerability and strength. This is a truth that is often overlooked or misunderstood, yet it lies at the very heart of meaningful relationships. When a man loves, he steps into this paradox, navigating the complexities of opening himself up to another person while simultaneously drawing upon his inner strength to protect and nurture that connection. Love is not for the faint-hearted. It demands courage, resilience, and a willingness to face the uncertainties that come with it. Yet it also requires a profound softness, a willingness to be seen, known, and accepted for who he truly is. Vulnerability is the foundation of real love. Without it, the walls of self-protection remain intact, preventing any deep connection from forming. For many men, vulnerability can feel like a risk. Society often conditions them to equate strength with stoicism, to believe that showing emotion or exposing their fears and insecurities is a weakness. But in the context of love, vulnerability is not weakness, it is an act of immense courage. To love someone is to say, "Here I am, in all my imperfections, with all my fears and hopes, I trust you enough to let you in." This openness is not easy. It means admitting that you care deeply, that someone else's presence or absence can profoundly affect your happiness. It means sharing dreams that might seem too big or fears that feel too raw. It means letting go of the facade of invulnerability and acknowledging that in love there is always the possibility of hurt. But this willingness to be vulnerable is precisely what makes love so powerful. It is through vulnerability that trust is built and intimacy flourishes. Without it, love remains shallow, confined to surface-level interactions, and unable to grow into something lasting and meaningful. Strength, on the other hand, is what allows a man to navigate the challenges that love inevitably brings. Love is not a constant state of bliss. It is a journey marked by highs and lows, joys and struggles. Strength in love is not about dominance or control. It is about resilience, endurance, and the ability to weather difficulties without giving up. It is about standing firm in your commitment even when circumstances are challenging or when emotions are overwhelming. Strength in love is also about taking responsibility. It is the strength to own up to mistakes, to apologize when necessary, and to make changes for the sake of the relationship. It takes strength to confront difficult conversations rather than avoiding them, to address issues with honesty and integrity rather than sweeping them under the rug. Strength ensures that love is not just a fleeting emotion, but a consistent, dependable presence. The interplay between vulnerability and strength is what gives love its depth. Vulnerability allows a man to connect on a profound level, while strength ensures that connection is protected and sustained. It is the balance of these two qualities that enables love to thrive. A man who can be vulnerable enough to open his heart and strong enough to hold it together when tested demonstrates the true essence of love. This balance is not static, it shifts and evolves over time. There are moments when vulnerability takes center stage, when a man must allow himself to be fully seen even when it feels uncomfortable or risky. There are other moments when strength must lead the way, when he must support his partner through difficult times, stand firm in his commitments, or protect the relationship from external pressures. Both qualities are essential, and the ability to navigate between them is a sign of emotional maturity. In a healthy relationship, vulnerability and strength are not one-sided. Both partners bring their own vulnerabilities and their own strengths, creating a dynamic where each supports and uplifts the other. This mutual exchange fosters a sense of safety and balance. When a man loves, he does not see vulnerability as something to be exploited or strength as something to be proven. Instead, he sees both as integral to building trust, connection, and shared growth. The beauty of love lies in its ability to transform both partners. Vulnerability teaches a man that it is okay to let go of the armor he has built, to embrace his humanity and the imperfections that come with it. Strength, meanwhile, teaches him that he is capable of enduring more than he thought possible, that love is worth fighting for, and that growth often comes from challenges. Together, these qualities create a love that is not only enduring but deeply enriching. Ultimately, love requires a man to be both soft and strong, open and resilient, vulnerable and steadfast. It asks him to face his fears, to embrace his imperfections, and to trust in the beauty of connection. Love, when it is real, is a transformative force, one that demands courage but offers immeasurable rewards in return. It is in the delicate balance of vulnerability and strength that love finds its truest expression, creating a bond that is both powerful and profoundly human. Love, at its core, is an act of acceptance. It doesn't demand perfection, nor does it require a flawless presentation of self. Instead, love thrives in the acknowledgement and embrace of imperfection, both in ourselves and in those we cherish. When a man loves truly and deeply, he doesn't see you as an idealized version of perfection, free from flaws or mistakes. Instead, he sees you in your entirety, with all your strengths and vulnerabilities, and chooses to love you not despite your imperfections, but because of the unique person they make you. Real love begins with understanding. It's easy to be drawn to someone's best qualities, their kindness, intelligence, beauty, or sense of humor. These are the attributes that initially captivate and create the foundation of attraction. But over time, as the layers of individuality are revealed, imperfections naturally come into view. These imperfections might be quirks, habits, or even deeper insecurities and fears. For love to last, it must go beyond the surface and delve into the whole person. A man who truly loves doesn't recoil when he encounters imperfection. Instead, he leans in with curiosity and compassion. This willingness to embrace imperfection is not a passive act. It requires effort, patience, and emotional maturity. Accepting imperfection means resisting the urge to criticize or try to fix the other person. It's a recognition that no one is perfect, not him, not you, not anyone, and that perfection isn't the goal of love. Instead, love is about mutual growth, about supporting each other through the journey of becoming. It's about finding beauty in the unique ways imperfections shape who we are and how they contribute to the authenticity of the connection. For a man who loves deeply, imperfection is not a threat, it is an opportunity. Imperfections make us human, and they create the potential for deeper intimacy. When you show him the parts of yourself that you might otherwise hide, your fears, doubts, or past mistakes, you give him the opportunity to truly know you. This vulnerability fosters trust, which is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. In turn, his acceptance of these parts of you affirms that his love is real, grounded not in an idealized image, but in the truth of who you are. This acceptance also works both ways. A man who loves you knows that he too is imperfect. He doesn't pretend to have all the answers or to be free from flaws. Instead, he brings his full self to the relationship with all his strengths and weaknesses. His willingness to be open about his own imperfections invites a deeper connection, one based on authenticity rather than pretense. Together, you create a space where both of you can be yourselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Love that accepts imperfection also means understanding that growth is a shared journey. While imperfections are a natural part of being human, love doesn't stagnate in them. Instead, it creates an environment where both partners feel safe enough to grow and evolve. A man who loves you deeply will encourage your growth, not by pressuring you to change, but by supporting you in your efforts to become the best version of yourself. He recognizes that growth is not about erasing imperfections, but about learning from them, adapting, and becoming stronger together. This kind of love fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable, and relationships are bound to face challenges. A man who loves and accepts your imperfections will approach these challenges with understanding and compassion. He won't expect you to handle everything perfectly, nor will he walk away when things get tough. Instead, he'll work with you to navigate difficulties, knowing that the imperfections you both bring to the table are part of what makes your bond unique and strong. When love sees and accepts imperfection, it becomes a source of freedom. It frees you from the pressure to perform, to always be at your best, or to hide the parts of yourself that you think might not be lovable. This kind of love creates a sanctuary where you can be fully yourself, flaws, struggles, and all, and still feel deeply valued and cherished. It affirms that you are enough as you are while also inspiring you to grow, not out of obligation, but out of a shared desire for a richer, more fulfilling connection. Love that embraces imperfection is the most profound kind of love. It is not built on unrealistic expectations or conditional approval. Instead, it is rooted in the truth of who we are as human beings, imperfect, evolving, and beautifully complex. A man who loves you with this kind of acceptance brings stability and authenticity to the relationship. He doesn't seek perfection, he seeks connection, understanding, and mutual growth. It is through this acceptance of imperfection that love becomes not just an emotion, but a transformative force that deepens, strengthens, and sustains over time. Love, in its truest form, is not measured by how it thrives in times of ease, but by how it endures through struggles. It is easy to love when life is smooth, when there are no challenges testing the bond between two people. The real test of love, however, comes during the moments of hardship when circumstances become difficult, emotions run high, or life throws unexpected challenges. Love that endures through struggles is a love that has depth, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to weather life's storms together. Struggles in life are inevitable. They come in many forms: financial difficulties, health challenges, misunderstandings, or the pressures of daily life. When a man truly loves, he doesn't retreat at the first sign of trouble. Instead, he stands firm, viewing struggles not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities to strengthen the relationship. Love, when genuine, is not fragile. It has the capacity to bend without breaking, to adapt without losing its essence. It draws its strength not from perfection, but from a shared commitment to overcome difficulties as a team. A man who loves deeply understands that struggles are part of the human experience. He does not hold unrealistic expectations of a perfect relationship or a life free from challenges. Instead, he approaches struggles with patience and empathy, recognizing that love is about supporting each other through life's imperfections. When tensions arise, he does not resort to blame or defensiveness. Instead, he focuses on understanding, communication, and finding solutions together. This willingness to face challenges head-on is a testament to the strength of his love. Love that endures through struggles requires a foundation of trust. Trust is what allows two people to lean on each other during difficult times, to believe that even in moments of disagreement or frustration, the bond remains intact. A man who truly loves works to maintain this trust. Even when emotions are heightened or circumstances are strained, he communicates openly and honestly, ensuring that misunderstandings do not fester and that both partners feel secure in the relationship. Trust is the anchor that keeps love steady, even in turbulent waters. One of the most beautiful aspects of love enduring through struggles is the growth that comes from it. Hardships, while painful, often reveal the strength of a relationship. They force both partners to confront their vulnerabilities, to develop deeper empathy, and to work together in ways that might not have been necessary during easier times. A man who loves you through struggles sees these moments as opportunities to deepen the connection. He recognizes that the process of overcoming challenges together can forge an even stronger bond, one built on mutual resilience and shared experiences. Enduring love also requires sacrifice. This doesn't mean that one partner must give up everything for the other, but it does mean that both people are willing to make compromises and adjustments for the sake of the relationship. A man who loves you deeply will put your shared well-being above his own immediate comfort. Whether it's sacrificing time, resources, or personal preferences, he shows through his actions that your happiness and stability are priorities. This willingness to sacrifice is not born of obligation, but of a genuine desire to see you thrive and to protect what you've built together. Another key element of enduring love is forgiveness. Struggles often bring out the imperfections in both partners, leading to moments of frustration, hurt, or misunderstanding. A man who loves with endurance does not hold on to resentment or dwell on mistakes. Instead, he practices forgiveness, understanding that love is about giving grace and choosing to move forward rather than remaining stuck in the past. Forgiveness is not about ignoring problems, it's about addressing them with compassion and a shared commitment to growth. Love that endures through struggles also requires hope. Hope is what sustains love when circumstances feel overwhelming or progress seems slow. A man who truly loves believes in the future of the relationship, even when the present is challenging. He holds on to the vision of what you are building together, using it as motivation to keep going. This hope is not naive or blind. It is rooted in a deep understanding that love is worth the effort and that challenges, no matter how difficult, are temporary. Perhaps most importantly, love that endures through struggles is about showing up consistently, unwaveringly, and wholeheartedly. A man who loves you doesn't disappear when things get hard. He doesn't avoid difficult conversations or shy away from the emotional labor that love sometimes requires. Instead, he shows up every day, even when it's hard, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when the path forward isn't clear. This consistency is what gives love its power, transforming it from a fleeting emotion into a lasting bond. In the end, love that endures through struggles is a love that is real, unshakable, and deeply meaningful. It is not a fair weather love that exists only in moments of ease. It is a love that stands firm in the face of adversity, proving its worth time and time again. A man who loves you through struggles demonstrates that his commitment is not conditional or temporary, but steadfast and enduring. This is the kind of love that not only survives life's challenges, but grows stronger because of them, creating a foundation that can weather any storm. Love, in its purest form, is a transformative force, a powerful energy capable of changing individuals, relationships, and even the course of lives. It is not a static experience, nor is it a mere feeling that comes and goes with the tide of emotions. Love is dynamic, shaping and reshaping who we are, how we interact with others, and how we view the world. When a man truly loves, the effect it has is profound, not just on his own heart, but on the life of the one he loves and the relationship they share. It is in this transformation that love reveals its true strength. At the heart of love's transformative power is its ability to heal. It has the capacity to mend old wounds, soothe past hurts, and bring peace to restless hearts. A man who loves deeply becomes a source of emotional comfort, offering a kind of sanctuary where both partners can confront their scars and fears without judgment. Love offers the safety to be vulnerable, allowing individuals to open up and face their inner turmoil with the reassurance that they are supported. Through this healing process, love creates a space for growth, turning pain into strength and insecurity into confidence. It teaches that flaws and vulnerabilities are not weaknesses to be hidden, but aspects of the self that can be embraced and nurtured. Love also transforms by fostering personal growth. In a loving relationship, individuals are encouraged to become the best version of themselves. A man who truly loves you will see not just who you are at the moment, but also who you have the potential to become. He recognizes your aspirations, your dreams, and your capabilities, and he actively supports you in achieving them. Love challenges both partners to rise to their fullest potential, inspiring them to push beyond their limits and to develop qualities they might never have realized they had. It is in this space of mutual encouragement and inspiration that love reveals its power to elevate both individuals, helping them become stronger, more confident, and more capable of facing the world. The transformative nature of love is also evident in the way it changes how we relate to others. Love teaches empathy and understanding. When a man loves, he learns to see the world through the eyes of another, to understand not just what they are feeling, but why they feel that way. This emotional insight helps to build deeper connections, not only in romantic relationships, but also in friendships, family dynamics, and interactions with strangers. A person who has experienced love is more likely to extend compassion and kindness to others, as love breeds a sense of shared humanity. It breaks down walls of isolation and opens hearts to the possibility of connection, creating a ripple effect of understanding and kindness that extends far beyond the confines of a single relationship. Love's transformative power also lies in its ability to inspire change. True love is not passive. It doesn't sit idly by while things stay the same. It motivates action, whether that be making personal changes or working together to improve the relationship. A man who loves deeply understands that love requires work. It's not about perfection, but about the consistent effort to grow, to learn, and to become better. This drive for positive change extends to the relationship as a whole, encouraging both partners to create a bond that is continually evolving, one that adapts and grows with time. Love teaches that change, even in difficult times, can be a beautiful thing, a chance to reimagine what is possible and to create something stronger and more meaningful. Moreover, love transforms our outlook on life. When you love and are loved in return, you begin to see the world in a different light. Love brings a sense of hope and optimism, even in the darkest of times. A man who loves deeply is often more resilient in the face of adversity, as love provides the emotional strength to endure hardships. The belief in love's power to transform reality creates a sense of purpose and direction, pushing individuals to act with integrity and to build lives that reflect their values. It shifts the focus from mere survival to living with intention and meaning. Love becomes a source of motivation, not just in personal endeavors, but in the way we contribute to the world around us. Love also transforms the way we understand our place in the world. It teaches us that we are not isolated beings, but interconnected, bound together by a shared experience of humanity. When a man loves, he understands that his actions have an impact on those around him, and he becomes more mindful of the way he treats others. Love challenges selfishness, teaching that true fulfillment comes not from taking, but from giving time, attention, support, and care. This shift in perspective helps to build a sense of community and interconnectedness, reminding us that our lives are intertwined with those of others. The ultimate transformation that love brings is the transformation of the heart. Love encourages self-reflection and growth, urging individuals to examine their beliefs, desires, and values. It breaks down the walls we often build around ourselves and teaches us to open up and trust again. It softens hardened hearts and encourages emotional honesty. Love helps to release resentment, anger, and fear, replacing them with forgiveness, patience, and kindness. Through love, we find not just a partner, but a mirror, reflecting the best parts of ourselves back to us, challenging us to become better, kinder, and more compassionate. Love, as a transformative force, is not just about the changes it brings to our lives, it's about the way it reshapes us as individuals. It teaches us to grow, to heal, to understand, and to be more connected to the world around us. It transforms not only our relationships, but also our very sense of self, helping us to become more in tune with our values and our purpose. When love is present, it is never static or stagnant. It is always evolving, always encouraging us to be more, to give more, and to love more. It is in this transformation that love reveals its true power, forever changing the course of our lives. In conclusion, love, in all its forms, is a force that shapes and transforms us. It is not merely an emotion we feel in fleeting moments, but a powerful, enduring energy that changes who we are, how we live, and how we connect with the world around us. From its capacity to heal and encourage personal growth to its ability to foster understanding and inspire change, love's transformative power is unmatched. A love that endures struggles, accepts imperfection, and is expressed through actions is one that can withstand the test of time, evolving into something deep, meaningful, and truly lasting. When a man loves, he does so not just with his heart, but with his entire being, choosing vulnerability, responsibility, and strength in equal measure. I hope this speech has provided you with insight into the profound impact love can have, not only on relationships, but also on the individuals who choose to love. As you continue on your own journey, may you embrace the transformative power of love, knowing that in its truest form, it has the ability to elevate, heal, and connect us all. Thank you for your time and attention today. I wish you all the best in your own endeavors, in love and in life. May you find strength, resilience, and joy in every moment. Good luck on your journey.